We are doing the Miranda vs. Arizona court case. This court case began in 1966. Ernesto Miranda was a Mexican immigrant living in Phoenix, Arizona, and he was arrested at home for the charge of rape, kidnapping, and robbery. Miranda was taken into custody at a police station, and there he was interrogated for 2 hours by 2 policemen. At the trial, his written confessions were presented to the jury. Miranda was then punished for his crime and was sentenced to around 20 to 30 years in prison for the crimes that he had committed. However, throughout the investigation, they had no proof that he had committed these crimes except for the confessions he made. Ernesto Miranda was actually found when he stole $8 from a bank in Arizona. The Miranda rights involved 4 criminal defendants. Each of the defendants appealed a conviction based on the failure of the law enforcement officers not telling the defendants prior to the interrogation that what they would say throughout the investigation would be held against them in court. Miranda was the first one of the 4 to be interrogated, and was the first one to confess his crimes. All 3 confessed after a period of interrogation without the assistance of legal counsel, and all of the defendants were sentenced to a period of time in prison. A criminal defendant's right to an attorney is found in the 6th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which requires the assistance of counsel for the accused in all criminal prosecutions. This means that a defendant has a constitutional right to be presented by an attorney during trial. All in all, this led to the making of the Miranda rights, which benefited the public by preventing self-incrimination. The Miranda rights protected the rights of the defendant by the 5th and 6th Amendments.
During this interrogation, he confessed to the crimes he committed. However, throughout the interrogation, he was never told that what he said would be held up against him in the court of law, or that he had the right to remain silent during this investigation. This led him to believe that this system of interrogation was going against his legal obligations. Miranda's attorney appealed to the Arizona Supreme Court. After this, the Supreme Court of Arizona had announced that throughout this investigation, that no rights had been violated against it in any way. This court investigation later developed a Miranda warning, which is now used whenever someone is arrested. Quote, "The basic legal rights for criminal defendants subjected to custodial interrogation included the 5th Amendment right against self-incrimination and the right to counsel. This latter right established by the court 2 years earlier in Escobedo v. Illinois." Close quote. Self-incrimination is the act of exposing oneself, generally by making a statement, to an accusation or charge of crime, to involve oneself or another person in a criminal prosecution or the danger thereof.